Ladies and gentlemen, our Super Falcons disappointing 1-0 defeat yesterday to Cameroon ends our hopes for securing direct and automatic qualification for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. But our dreams are not entirely extinguished as playoff routes remains available for our Super Falcons. This is the second chance. I call it the repechage route for the Super Falcons. Our last warning. Pharaoh, your last warning. Let my people go. They are going to my promised land. Let my people go. Definitely, our Super Falcons will go through. Latest from the camp of European-born of Nigerian descent, who our very own head coach, Monsieur Eric Sekwito, is scouting for our Super Eagles. With other latest in this update, tell a friend to tell a friend that your Ghana brother who is having Nigeria sports at heart, Solomon Chukwu Emeka, is back with a piece of good news from the camp of our Super Falcons with some latest from the camp of Nigeria football. Before I do this, if you are new here, subscribe to the platform, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Let's like this video and share to other social media platforms, and at least we need to leave something decently in the comment box for special shout outs in my subsequent videos. Straightforward, let's get into the details of the stories and talk from the 2026 WAFCON tournament in Morocco. It's becoming keener and the battle for the continental supremacy remains the ultimate prize. We are into the semi-final. Defending champions, our very own Super Falcons, are out of this WAFCON tournament, but still we can make a qualification into the World Cup tournament, as this WAFCON tournament was serving as a qualification pathway for the 2027 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. The 4 semi-finalists have already secured their tickets into this World Cup. We have Morocco, Cameroon, Algeria, and Malawi. They've already secured their qualification into this World Cup tournament. But with the routes and pathway for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup, Nigeria Super Falcons can still make it to this World Cup tournament. And let's have a deep breakdown as our topic for this update. Now, with everything, we have what you call the playoff path for the Super Falcons and other countries in this World Cup qualification pathway. The first thing is about the CAF playoff. So we have series of playoffs. Let's start it with the CAF playoff. With the CAF playoff is battle among the losers of the quarterfinals of this 2026 WAFCON tournament. At the end of the quarterfinals, Nigeria lost to Cameroon. Morocco won against South Africa, so South Africa lost to Morocco. Algeria won against Cote d'Ivoire, so Ivory Coast lost to Algeria, and Ghana lost to Malawi. So the losers of the quarterfinals of this WAFCON tournament are Ivory Coast, Ghana, South Africa, and Nigeria. These 4 losers will be battling for a place. We call it Survivor Series in this CAF playoff. We want 2 slots in this qualification or this playoff. The first one will be between Nigeria and South Africa coming Thursday, 8 p.m. Ghana time, 9 p.m. Nigeria time at the Moli Rashid Stadium in Casablanca, Morocco. Before the game between Nigeria and South Africa, we will have another playoff between Ghana Black Queens and Ivory Coast female national team. Exactly 5 p.m. Ghana time, 6 p.m. Nigeria time at the Labi Zaoli Stadium in Casablanca, Morocco. So these are the details for the battle in the playoffs in the CAF level. So the first one is a CAF playoff, and you want 2 slots. So at the end of these playoffs, 2 of these winners, the winner between Nigeria and South Africa, Ghana, and also Ivory Coast, will qualify into another playoff. This is where we call the Intercontinental playoff. We are now leaving Africa to the Intercontinental playoff. In the Intercontinental playoff, 10 countries from 6 different confederations will be battling. We need 2 countries from AFC, that is the Asian continent, 2 countries from CAF, that is the African continent, 2 countries from CONCACAF, that is the Northern and Central America continent, and 2 countries from CONMEBOL, that is the South American continent, 1 country from OFC, that is Oceania, and 1 country from UEFA, that is the European continent, making 10 countries to battle for 3 slots in this Intercontinental playoff. Now, let's have a deep breakdown of the Intercontinental playoff. Within the Intercontinental playoff, we have 2 phases or 2 pathways. Now, the first pathway is that after they've gotten these 10 countries, they will rank them and the last 6 countries within the ranking will be battling in the first phase, so that we can choose 2 among these 6 countries to add up to the 4 standby countries in the phase 2. So within the phase 1, they've already done everything. And looking at the details of the ranking, they want 2 countries from the AFC, that is the Asian continent, 2 countries from CAF, that is the African continent. Should Super Falcons and Ghana qualify from CAF, they'll be adding up in the first phase of the Intercontinental playoff. They want 1 country from the Oceania continent, that is the OFC, and 1 country from the CONMEBOL, meaning the 2 countries from CONCACAF won't be competing in the first phase of the Intercontinental playoff, with 1 country from CONMEBOL and the other European country. They will not be competing in the Intercontinental playoff. They will be the 4 countries to be on the standby for the phase 2 or the pathway 2 for the Intercontinental playoff. So within the 6 countries battling in the first playoff or the first Intercontinental playoff, they will select only 2 from the first phase of the Intercontinental playoff to add up to the 4 remaining standbys in the phase 2 of the Intercontinental playoff. So it will be a mini league between these 6 countries, and at the end of the mini league, the first 2, that is first and second, will qualify to add up to the 4 standbys within the 10 countries in this Intercontinental playoff. Now you will come to the phase 2. In the phase 2, these 2 countries will add up and they will just pair them 1 versus 1, 1 versus 1. You get 3 slots, and the winner will automatically qualify for this FIFA Women World Cup in Brazil. That's a quick one and summary of how it's supposed to do. Now, brief of everything. Let me just summarize everything in that algorithm format for you to know. The first one is CAF playoff. We need 2 countries from this CAF playoff. I've already explained. They will now move on to the Intercontinental playoff. In the Intercontinental playoff, we have 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Within the Intercontinental playoff, you will get 10 countries. I've already given a description to where all these countries will be coming from. With the 10 countries, they will rank them. The last 6 will be competing in the first phase. And within the last 6 competing in a mini league, they will select the first 2. The first 2 will add up to the 4 countries on the standby to participate in the phase 2, making 6 countries. In the 6 countries, they will see them all play all 1 versus 1, 1 versus 1. 3 slots will be available for them. Automatically, if you are able to win in the second phase, you qualify to this World Cup tournament. It's very complicated, but this is the best explanation I can give it to you so that you understand it as it is and how our Super Falcons can make it too. So in this exact direction, the first one, even if you want to qualify to this World Cup, we need to defeat South Africa on Thursday. After defeating South Africa, you look at the countries you'll be facing in the first phase of the Intercontinental playoff. And if you're able to top among the 6 countries, definitely you'll be back into the phase 2. And you know that we can just go through and go into this World Cup tournament. So this is quick one surrounding the qualification pathway for our Super Falcons. The repechage routes, second chance, last warning for our Super Falcons. And within the records that we have, since the inaugural campaign of this FIFA Women's World Cup in 1991, we've never missed any till this time that we are facing some challenges. But I know still you go through and make things happen for our Super Falcons. A lot of things to be done about our Super Falcons. This is a wake-up call to the NFF, how they are doing things with their management and everything around the Super Falcons. They need to get the best for us. We shouldn't be like we are the best in the continent. Others are building themselves better. And as we are at the top, we also need to augment and strengthen our pathways in order to defeat all these countries. Just look at how it is. Defending champions eliminated from the knockout stage. That is the quarterfinal of this WAFCON tournament. It doesn't speak good of us. At least we should have been into the semi-final. And even with Ghana, the last edition, Ghana was third. This time around, Ghana has also been eliminated in the quarterfinal stage of this WAFCON tournament. And a lot to be said and a lot to be done on this platform concerning this WAFCON 2026. Whatever it is with the details, I will keep you updated. Away from the camp of our Super Falcons and their qualification pathway for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup, let's talk from the camp of our Super Eagles and our very own head coach, Monsieur Eric Sekou. Monsieur Eric Sekou is not done with looking for the best options for the Super Eagles, especially with the various departments and with the players born in Europe of Nigerian descent. He's trying his best to get all these players on board for the Super Eagles. You've already seen his services within the Super Eagles team through Arthur Okonkwo, Femi Aziz, Emmanuel Fernandez, Felix Agu, and the other players. Owen Oseni. All these players have been converted into the Super Eagles team as European born of Nigerian descent. Now, he is instructing his scout to get one midfielder into the Super Eagles team. This is where he has now turned his attention to. And the name of this player is Leslie Ugochukwu, who plays his club football for Galatasaray. He recently joined them on loan from Burnley. He is now being scouted by Monsieur Eric Sekou and his scouts. He has told the scout that they should approach him, contact him, and know his interest into the Super Eagles team. And this is a piece of good news if you're able to get him into the midfield of our Super Eagles team. He's now playing with Victor Osimhen, and I know that they are going to orchestrate everything through the links up between Victor Osimhen, the scout of Monsieur Eric Sekou, and even Monsieur Eric Sekou to get Leslie Ugochukwu into the Super Eagles team. We shouldn't also forget that his uncle is Onyekachi Apam, who was a former centre-back for our Super Eagles and Nantes in the French Ligue 1. Recently, with the reports that I have, suggests that he has secured his Nigerian passport. He even visited his hometown in Nigeria just to learn more about his roots and Nigerian culture, so that when he's able to switch his allegiance from France to Nigeria, he'll be able to fit into the system. He was born in France to Nigerian parents, and the best moment to convert him. Let's see how things will happen. I've already reported to you on this platform that Monsieur Eric Sekou has successfully convinced George Elinikena to be part of the Super Eagles team. We are waiting what will happen when we enter into the AFCON qualifiers. And there's a brief one about Leslie Ugochukwu. Let's look at the background checks of who this player is. I've spoken about him. This is a player who plays for Burnley, but is on loan at Galatasaray. He's serving contracts with Burnley until 2030. Last season, he was phenomenal for Burnley. Predominantly, he plays as a defensive midfielder. He can play as a central midfielder and as an attacking midfielder. He is just 22 years. He's a right-footed player. Just to buttress everything, to know who he is and how impactful he will be into the Super Eagles team, let's quickly check out his last season numbers for Burnley. You could see how interesting it was in the colors for Burnley. So with this player as a midfielder, last season, out of 35 matches he played for Burnley, he started 27 of them, and his minutes per game averagely was 67. Now let's look at his attacking contributions, because predominantly he can play as a defensive midfielder and also play as a central midfielder and an attacking midfielder. Looking at the goals he scored for his club side Burnley last season, he scored 3 goals, and scoring frequency was around 786 minutes. His total shots averagely 0.7. Everything, big chances missed, big chances created, left-footed goals, and penalty one. So he even scored a goal through his left foot, though he's a right-footed player, meaning he's very versatile, just scoring with his left, scoring with his right, and everything in terms of how he can dominate. His passing abilities as a midfielder: he had 1 assist, his touches 33.0, big chances created. You can have all the numbers on your screens, not to talk much about this. You can just pause it and enjoy all the brief moments of his assists last season to know his attributes as a defensive midfielder, as a central midfielder, and as an attacking midfielder. So this is quick one with a report coming through that Monsieur Eric Sekou has now shifted his attention to this player in order for his scout to know his interest within the Super Eagles team. Then they will move on to get him into the Super Eagles team. And the piece of good news surrounding this is that, per the reports, he has already acquired Nigerian passports. He has visited Nigeria, and let's see the next move. Whatever it is, and as usual of this platform, I will keep you updated. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, John. Subsequently, I'll be giving you special shout outs. It wasn't easy for me and my crew yesterday with a loss from the Super Eagles team, but we are hoping for the best. Coming Thursday is another day for our Super Falcons to build a good substrate to assure us that they can still make it to Brazil 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup tournament. Until we meet again on this platform, it's bye-bye for now.